Of course, the Sydney and Melbourne buildings were once the commercial heart of early Canberra. They were, and they actually remain to this day, as a gateway to our CBD, and they tell visitors you've arrived.
Well, I'm here in the Sydney and Melbourne buildings. I think two of Canberra's most important landmark buildings. They talk about the early history of our city and demonstrate the kind of civic pride that we need for these buildings within the city centre.
One of the really special things about the Sydney and Melbourne buildings is they mark the gateway to Civic, which is our main town centre, our central business district.
This is the pedestrian heart of Canberra, the most pedestrianised street, I'm told.
Part of the heritage value and the iconic status of the buildings is just due to their scale and their visual interest, the facade, the colonnade, the terraces above. They all contribute to something that people remember and like.
These buildings, I believe, have a place in the heart of many of the citizens of Canberra. There's a familiarity about them, and I think there's a fondness about them. I remember the first time I came to Canberra as a child, coming down Northbourne Avenue and seeing these buildings and thinking about their distinctiveness.
So it's got all these layers of history, and I just think it's a lot of firsts, I guess. It's where a lot of the first things that happened in Canberra were grocery shops, butchers, the first banks were in this area, various bars and restaurants that have been here over the last 50 years.
The Sydney and Melbourne buildings have, to a large extent, been languishing for at least the past 2 decades. It's a really long time. And the Canberra community really is quite interested in seeing the urban renewal and renaissance of this important part of Canberra's heritage and history.
They're fantastic assets for our city, and they are crucial to the revitalisation effort that we're undertaking as part of the renewal of our city centre.
So it needs input from the city as well as input from private owners, and it has to be human friendly, it has to be person friendly, and at the moment, you know, it's sometimes quite a harsh urban area that you have to kind of get through to get from one side of the city to the other.
There aren't very many really old spaces in Canberra like this. So the fact that urban renewal is happening and that government's working in partnership with the property owners and with the community and actually getting things done is actually really exciting.
They're about this kind of coherency that gives them their strong character, and then about the richness and diversity of the occupation and the things that happen within them.
What's good about this, I think, is that at a time when Canberra was brand new and was literally sitting in the middle of a dust bowl, I mean, the road alongside us now wasn't even paved until 10 years after these buildings were finished. At that time, it stood for confidence. It told people at the time it was built that we're here to stay, and sort of made it a bit Canberran, a bit Australian, and said, well, we're a big country, it's a hot sun, we'll make the colonnade nice and deep. It'll look different at night than during the day, and that's what the best architecture does. It changes its meaning, its character and its appeal, depending upon whether it's raining or sunny or nighttime, whatever. So I think it's architecturally important because it's such a simple answer, and it's lasted this amount without anybody feeling they should knock it down.
Fantastic.
Quite an achievement, really, like not getting divorced.